Hey everyone, Still Swimmer. Didn't have enough time to talk about the Fitness International in the previous video. So, here goes. I'm just going to go over like a few quick highlights. And First of all, the placings. Oksana Grishina won. I thought she was a very deserving champion. Chanji Johnson came in second. And I didn't see the physique round, but based on the routine, I, you know, and what I saw of their physiques in the routines, I definitely think Tanji was a good pick for second. Reggie and De Silva was third, Bethany Sister Nino fourth, and Michelle Blank fifth, and Miriam Capes sixth. So I'm just going over the top six there. And what you call it? I know the commentator said that Bethany's sister Nino was in the first call out during the physique round. Now, the thing with fitness is that the physique round is only 1/3 of the scoring now. So 2/3 of the scoring is the routine. So I saw the replay just right now and wrote just like little highlights of each routine, and that stood out to me. After watching it, there was some people's routines that just stood out for whatever reason. Not necessarily saying they're better or even that I thought they were better, but just there were certain things about them that made them stand out a little bit more. Uh, I think they're all great routines. Although obviously I like some more than others. But here we go. We'll go over the highlights of this now that y'all heard the placings. Oh, another thing was Oksana Grishina. I feel like I think they were saying how she always comes from behind in the physique round because she's a little blockier than some of the other girls. Again, not that she's super blocky; it's just that her waist isn't as narrow as some of the other girls. But her routine is insane, and aside from being entertaining and obviously very good at the moves and everything, she um, just has a really like artistic aspect to it. There's Her routines are so creative; they're totally different from everyone else's, so they always stand out a lot. Anyways, now to the highlights, and I'm just going in order of the way the people came out and performed. Trish Warren, I know she's very, very densely muscled, very round muscle, and she had a lot of explosive movements, high energy, and she seemed really, really strong. She seemed to definitely be showing her strength in her routine. And after that was Sarah Kovac, not sure how to pronounce it, but they said that she had a gymnastics and cheerleading background along with other things, and I feel like you could really tell she was doing a lot of flips and stuff like that. Her core was a bit thick. She was short and stocky, but she had really thick thighs and glutes. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, she probably fell too far behind in the physique round, but I felt like she had a really great routine. It was really entertaining and really high energy. My kitty cat's running around. Michelle Blank, they're saying how she competed in physique before, and I definitely think you could tell she was very muscular, had a muscular back, thick round shoulders. Um, which called The female commentator said that Michelle Blank had one of her favorite physiques because she was balanced. But yeah, she definitely had some thickness on her and in all the right places. Now I'm saying, anyways, but and it just brings me to another point was that, like I said in one of the previous videos, I definitely think more fitness girls should start, you know, maybe not moving over to physique like as like to say they should stop fitness, but it definitely I think is a good crossover because I think that a lot of the fitness girls have enough muscle to compete in physique, and they have the right look. A lot of them have the right look for physique, especially if there's some of the girls with the tinier waists and they flow well, and they're already getting like pretty good conditioning just from I guess having to perform all these plyometrics and stuff. So I mean they probably wouldn't have to diet harder. They'd probably be performing just the or preparing the same and doing the same type of contest prep for physique as they would do for fitness, Excuse me, except they wouldn't have to make a fitness type routine. I mean, they could. There's no rules against it in physique, and obviously, I think that would make for a very entertaining routine in physique. But anyway, so yeah, Michelle Blank has competed in physique before, and definitely could tell she was muscular. Next competitor was Miriam Capes. she didn't flow quite as well, but she also had thick muscle on her, especially on top, if I remember correctly. She walked on her hands, did handstand push-ups. That was crazy. It looked to me like she fumbled on a move, not necessarily that she completely messed it up, but like when she was like coming down from one of her moves, I think like she was lowering herself under control, and then you see her just kind of like fall like that last little bit, and that probably cost her a little bit. But she definitely seemed like she had great strength and made things look easy. And one of the things that was memorable about her routine was that she finished by hitting most muscular. All right, and Ryle Graber, I don't remember a whole lot about her routine. I know she did uh, a flip in the air, a back flip, but like one where like you tuck your legs in, and so she was like basically her whole body was in a ball in the air spinning, and I thought that was really impressive. Um, Next was Oksana Grishina, but I'll leave her routine at the end to talk about that one. Um, so I'll go on to Fiona Harris, who I noticed was smiling a lot and had a bright costume. I thought it was a really nice costume, good music choice, good energy. Nothing to me that really stood out a whole lot about that routine. Like I said, that doesn't mean it was bad. It's just that a lot of these routines for those who don't know, they have required moves. So everyone has to do 3 strength moves and 3 flexibility moves, I think. And so a lot of the competitors do a lot of the same moves. They just kind of do it in a different way or to time differently to different music or have different transitions and things like that. Um, let's see, that was Fiona Harris. Next was Melinda Szabo. She did a what you call it? I feel like I'm skipping one. I'm sorry. Okay, I went to Ryle Graber. I skipped someone. Ashley Sabera. She had a WWE routine because apparently she works for WWE. If I recall correctly, they're saying that she still works for them while competing in fitness, so that's pretty impressive. She incorporated a lot of the catchphrase in the routine music and from like wrestlers and stuff, and she had some theme music from the WWE, like the wrestlers. Like I think she had the Undertaker. I'm not sure, or maybe it was Ric Flair's music. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but I know she definitely had Hulk Hogan's music and had a Hulkamania shirt, and she, the old Hulk song, the real American song. So that was pretty cool. It wasn't as explosive as the other routines. It didn't seem to display as much strength and stuff, but it was still very, very entertaining because of the way it was put together and with her different costumes, and also like underneath some of her costumes, she had like a referee type outfit, so that was pretty cool. Um, okay. Oh yeah, next Melinda Szabo. She had a Terminator themed routine. Uh, I know one of the things I was wanting to comment on was she did a backflip, to where she did like a flip in the air backwards and then landed on her feet instead of like sometimes where they do a backflip and they flip like onto their hands and then their feet follow through. She just did a backflip and landed like straight on her feet, and I thought that was really cool. One part of the routine had like robot like movements because again it was Terminator theme, so that was pretty cool. And also she seems to display a lot of flexibility, so that was really impressive. That was something that to me stood out. She seemed like she was really flexible. Next routine was by Chanji Johnson. Very high energy routine. She usually has really good energy in her routines. I like that she has intense facial expressions. She seems like she's really passionate and stuff. Gets really into her routine. She has good choreography where she does certain moves that are like right on the beat, right, of the song, or right to where the song hits like a certain noise or whatever, and she does the move. She's not the only person to have done this. Adela Garcia used to do that, if I remember correctly. Jen Hendershot used to do that a lot. But it's good, shows good choreography when you can hit it right on time, like when it's right on the beat. For those of you who have like any like music background or whatever, even if you don't, but you can like when you hear it and you see it happening at the same time. To me, that's impressive. Not like a split second early or split second later, but right on the beat. I really like that. Another thing was that the commentator said that, according to Nicole Wilkins, Tanji Johnson turned 40 this year, which is amazing. Just to show that she's still competing at a high level, and also because she does not look anything close to 40. Black girl genetics. Anyways, like they say, black don't crack, right? And another great thing about her routine was that just watching it seemed like she had no mistakes. I don't know if she did or didn't, but just from the audience perspective, from my perspective, it seemed like she nailed it. Didn't seem like she had any mistakes in there. Reggie and Da Silva was the next person to come out. And one of the things I noticed about her routine, also high energy, was that it's for her. It seemed like each move transitioned into the next move, and that kept like your attention like really on there. Another thing I noticed was that she seemed really lean. She looked ripped. She looked like probably one of the leanest competitors, at least from the finals routines that I saw. Um, that just kind of stood out to me, anyways. And also, she was another competitor that seemed like she nailed her routine. I didn't see anything that I would call like a stumble or anything. All right, the next competitor to come out was Ulrika Tiergale. I'm probably butchering that name. And they said that she was from Russia. She was last year's Arnold Amateur Fitness winner, so that's what earned her her pro card. And so now she's a fitness pro. The thing I noticed about her routine, though, is kind of crazy and kind of weird, was that she came out of a prop TV. I'm looking over here at my kitten. Anyway, she came out of a prop TV at the beginning, and then she was like bent over backwards with her hands on the ground and like her face like looking up like at the audience and like walking like that. And I'm pretty sure that came out in a movie somewhere, but I just can't remember where. I don't think I've seen that movie, but on the forum, way back, there was people posting like some sort of movie and stuff where there was a character who did that. Anyways, and I'm sure it's come out in more than one place, but it definitely made for a very creative, interesting routine. I don't know what my cats are fighting about over there. Anyways, and the last person to do their routine was Bethany's sister Nino. They mentioned that she was in the first call out, so she was obviously doing good in the physique round. She had a Wizard of Oz theme. I loved her costume, the Dorothy costume, and then at one point she went behind like this prop house and came out with a green costume, so it's like, you know, emerald, so to speak. And one of the things I noticed was that she did a backflip into a handstand, like, you know, doing the backflip where you land on your hands, but she stopped, right? So it became a handstand, and immediately starts like moving her hands so that she's doing like a little twisting motion. Other competitors did that too, but not starting from a backflip and landing into that position. That's what was kind of crazy. And I just loved that she changed costumes throughout her routine, and that was Wizard of Oz, and so it had a really fun, entertaining sort of theme to it. And that was probably my second favorite routine next to Oksana Grishina's. Um, she finished with a witch hat. She went back behind the prop house and came out with a witch hat on like a bicycle with training wheels, which I thought was kind of weird, but it was kind of funny and stuff. And she had to really, it just was like a really feel good type of routine. And last but definitely not least was Oksana Grishina's routine, the winner of the show. One of the greatest, like most creative, probably minds, I guess you could say, and routines in the fitness division. And her routine was themed on the Black Swan. For those of you who don't know, it's like this ballet type movie. It's not about ballet, but the main character happens to be in ballet. It's like about her like having to play this really dark character who has like two sides to them and stuff like that. And so Oksana Grishina played the Black Swan, so to speak. Kind of a dark routine, but very entertaining. Depending on what your religious views are, you might consider her costume somewhat inappropriate, but very entertaining routine. She opened up with ballet moves where she was literally on her toes in the ballet shoes and walking around on like on her tiptoes and stuff. That was very, very impressive. And she did the bulk of her song to the Marilyn Manson song, "Sweet Dreams." I mean, I don't think it's his song. I think it's someone else came out with it first, but y'all get what I'm saying. Um, and then she like took her hair down. Her hair, I think she first came out with it in a bun, and she took it off. And so, you know, when the Sweet Dreams came on, she then like has her hair down and stuff and kind of shaking around, so where she looks kind of somewhat like Marilyn Manson. And very intense facial expressions. You can tell she really gets into her routine, and her routine is so mesmerizing. You like can't take your eyes off of it. And she was saying in the post show interview how she always felt like for some reason or another, she always connected like Marilyn Manson with the Black Swan character in the movie, and so that's why she decided to use that song in in her routine. Alrighty, and that wraps it up, folks, for the 2015 Arnold Classic Fitness International.